Welcome to the second colonial waterbird trading video. In this video, we will cover the 2017 field season highlights and results. This video will include a map of the colonial waterbird survey sites, a summary of the 2017 annual report, which includes colonies and peak nest counts, gull counts, and the results and analysis. These data were collected by 61 volunteers and SFBBO staff and interns. Our study areas encompasses colonies within the counties of Santa Clara, San Mateo, Alameda, Contra Costa, and San Joaquin. Colonies are located as far north as San Francisco, as far east as Brentwood, as far south as Coyote Valley, and as far west as Pescadero. The Audubon Canyon Ranch manages a similar monitoring program for herons and egrets in the north and central bays, and Point Blue Conservation Science manages a program in the San Joaquin Valley. The observational study methods for waterbird colony monitoring have remained largely unchanged since the program's initiation in 1982. Our monitoring efforts are best divided based on two guilds: 1. Gulls, terns, and shorebirds, and 2. Herons, egrets, and cormorants. This map of the 2017 colonial waterbird colonies and peak nest counts in the San Francisco Bay, California. The circle sizes indicates peak nest counts for our target species groups. Counts are based on observational methods and do not include data during California gull walkthroughs. The largest circle represents a large peak count, and the smallest would be the small peak count. In 2017, our volunteers monitored several species and in some cases thousands of nests throughout the season, with California gulls having 21,785 nests and the lowest being 2 green heron nests. We also have a survey called the California Gull Walkthrough. This survey is held in early May, and teams of observers will walk through and tally nests. Typically, the observers will walk, kayak, and wear hard hats because it gets messy. The observers also identify birds with bands to understand where gulls move after changes to their habitat, such as restoration events. This figure shows an estimated number of breeding California gulls in the South San Francisco Bay, California from 1980 to 2017. California gulls are the most abundant nesting waterbird in the South San Francisco Bay, and SFBBO has been monitoring the growth of the breeding population since 1980. In 2017, SFBBO monitored 10 California gull colonies via walkthrough surveys from May 8th through the 13th. California gull colony sizes range from 238 breeding birds to 16,180 birds. The former colony site at Alviso, A5, A7, was used again this year following the 2 years of disuse. In 2017, 2,226 birds bred at Alviso, A5, a significant increase from the 276 birds that nested at this location in 2014. We estimated a total of 43,570 California gulls breeding in the San Francisco Bay in 2017, a 7% increase from the 38,040 estimated in 2016, but still lower than the 47,866 estimated in 2015. The magnitude and direction of the change varied greatly by colony, from a 70% decrease at Maury 3 to a large increase at Alviso A5, where gull counts went from 0 to 2,226 breeding birds. This range indicates that gulls are changing their distribution and selection of breeding sites. The fluctuation in size and location of active gull colonies over the study period is likely due to a suite of changing environmental and demographic factors. Given the size and geographic proximity of South Bay gull colonies to other sensitive species nesting habitats, there is an urgent need to protect threatened species, such as the western snowy plover, against potential gull impacts. In response, SFBBO and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services pursued selective, non-lethal gull hazing during the gull nest initiation stage from 2011 to 2015. In 2017, SFBBO monitored 82 current and former salt ponds in the South Bay and reported instances of gull exhibiting nesting behaviors. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service removed over 147 California gull nests from habitats in the proximity of sensitive shorebird species, such as western snowy plovers. Ongoing monitoring, hazing, and evaluation of other actions will be required over long term to limit gull impacts to sensitive species. Our colonial waterbird citizen scientists helped SFBBO share our data in 2017 with land managers and other working to conserve Bay Area birds. In addition to writing the annual report throughout the season, SFBBO staff wrote and shared several mini reports on specific colonies in response to requests from landowners and community members, including the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission and the East Bay Regional Park District. This graph is showing information for Lagos Creek and Morgan Hill. This site has been monitored since 1993, and the graph shows the peak nest counts for the great blue heron in red and the gray egret in blue. One reason for monitoring this site is because in 2003, development began adjacent to the heronry and complex homes are still being developed. It is helpful to document these peak nest counts over time to understand how the birds might respond to any changes in the environment. These requests for information grew from relationships that were developed and nurtured by our citizen scientists as they worked in the field, and with their help, we plan to build on this process and provide more site-specific information for people in the community in 2018. This is a photo from the Elmwood Correctional Facility. In 2016, SFBBO began partnering with the Milpitas Unified School District and Elmwood Correctional Facility to offer training and mentorship for inmates in the correctional facility. Participants worked with an SFBBO citizen scientist each month to collect data on a large colony of gray egrets, snowy egrets, and black-crowned night herons that nest at the facility. We continued this program during the 2017 season. It's believed to be the only heron and egret rookery in the South Bay within fenced man-made setting. The birds are not endangered, but they are protected under the Federal Migratory Bird Protection Act. From all the work of the citizen scientists in this program, we are able to perform some analyses of the information. Santa Clara University students were able to use some of the historical data to explore some research questions. For example, in this project, they looked at populations of breeding adults and the start of nesting season over time. Here are some graphs showing the species that they focused on and how the peak nest numbers have changed over time. Some results that were found were peak nest dates that are occurring earlier each year since 1980, and the breeding adults of black-crowned night herons, American avocets, California tern, and snowy egrets have been decreasing in the number since 1980. With this analysis, we can explore some of the reasons why this might occur, such as climate change and other environmental factors. We could not have accomplished this monitoring without the long-term support of SFBBO's many members and donors. We wish to thank the following citizen scientists, especially for their hard work and dedication to this project in 2017. Thank you also to the following people for providing their field skills to the California Gull walkthrough counts in 2017. This concludes the second video of the Colonial Waterbird Training video series. Please continue on to the third training video on protocols.